What's up, guys? So we're back at the shop today and it's flooded. As you can see, the whole floor is soaked. Everything around here is flooded. I had a couple friends that they flooded their basements and stuff as well. We've been getting a lot of rain in PA and there's just nowhere for it to go. So, but we're in here. We got her dad's truck. It's like a 05-ish 1500 Silverado, and needs to go in for inspection. Already saw a few things that aren't going to pass, like the check engine lights on for a P0449 code. Very common on these trucks. The evap purge in the rear is usually the culprit. They actually make a whole relocation kit and all that nonsense. So we're going to keep going. Looks like the ball joint and suspension on the passenger side is alright. So we'll see what this side looks like. We'll show you how they get checked so you can check them yourself.
Brakes are a little on the thin side, Carl.
I figured that.
They look like, man.
So right here is how you check a ball joint. He's gonna actually check the brakes. For the junk?
This side's thicker. I think that side's hanging up a little bit.
Could be. So this is how you check ball joints. You have the vehicle up. Make sure you're supporting the suspension. You jack it up from the control arm.
You must have it jacked at the control arm, you're right.
And
that top one you can just usually go in and out. I got nothing.
This is checking the ball joints, upper and lower, and also seeing if there's any wiggle room in the wheel bearing. And then if you start wiggling, then you got to check control arm mounts, see if they're good, the bushings, and then, you know, the ball joints and stuff as well.
How did the shocks and all that feel? I mean, they just look like aged on here, that's what I'm asking. When you drove it.
I don't drive these trucks every day. How would I know how it's supposed to be?
When you brought it here, did it feel like a boat?
Drove like a Chevy.
Alright. So I like to hear it.
Yeah, that means not very good. Basically, like every Chevy, every one of these trucks has broken exhaust manifold bolts in the rear.
It's hard to see, but I can try to shine a light on it.
So,
I'll see it or not. But it's like the last.
It shouldn't pass inspection like that, but they're not really leaking. So we'll see what goes on there, but
usually they're pretty lenient about it. I recommend any seatbelt has some dry rotting on it.
That's a very big job just to do, because you can't reuse the exhaust manifolds. You either got to go with headers or get a set of new exhaust manifolds, because the reason they break is expanding and contracting, and eventually they expand so much. It's kind of like your socks. When you get them, they're nice, fresh, but you put them on a couple hundred times, they start to relax and they start to sag a little bit. Same exact thing. It's just the heat and the cooling just makes it expand, and then it can't come back at some point in time.
It's kind of hard to see. I'm just looking at shackles, hangers, making sure we don't have like any cracks in the leaf springs and all that good stuff. I got drum brakes here, so I'm going to see there's like a little peak window, so I really don't feel like pulling the wheel off.
Alright guys, so if you know what it's like to be married to a child, now you see I'm recording, which is going to be really difficult to do considering I have to pull a dipstick out. But I'll set you up on the workbench here, and we're gonna pull the dipstick and see what colors come out. I'm gonna imagine, since the air filter came out black, that so is the rest of the dipsticks. So let's take a look. Oh wow, surprisingly not as bad as I thought. It is burned though, so it is junk. Oh wow, can you guys? Oh yeah, you can see that. Trans fluid is red, so awesome. So we just need to do an oil change, it looks like. And when I just actually put a battery in this because this thing's been sitting a while, and I noticed, you guys see that? That's a friggin' gigantic mud wasp nest right on one of the coil packs. So I don't know if I mentioned, this has a P0449 code, so he's back there. We have the snap-on hooked up, and we're going to try to command it, and then he's basically going to make sure that it's getting a signal from the computer to open or close or do whatever it's supposed to.
What I have is, it's hard to explain without seeing, it's hard to get the camera back there, but I have the back of the connector still plugged in but T-pinned right now, and I ran 2 wires to each side of the T-pin, and all I'm doing is checking voltage over the sensor. So it means it's not grounded yet. Anything change?
Nope, still at 12.24.
Alright, let's try this. Anything change?
Yep, we went up 0.04.
What do you mean point, just a point? Okay, it's at 12.8, right? 12.8, 12.
No, it was at 24, now it's at 28. It went up 0.04.
That's nothing.
Well, then it's nothing.
Yeah, that can fluctuate the millivolts.
Well, then nothing happened.
Okay, now what we're going to do is test it to a known ground.
Sorry guys, we're a little cramped in here because this truck is so big. But so basically he ran a ground from the battery. You can see it coming back. And then he's going to switch each one and see if we can figure out which one's ground and see if this works, to see if the ground is a problem and we're not actuating because there's a bad ground basically, so wire being bad or something of those sorts. No, not really. It went from 19 to 30. Back to 19. Nah, it did do something because it did the exact same thing when you did it on and off.
That does mean something. But that might be the ground, the computer ground. I don't know what's what. Obviously, that's power. Okay, we got power to it. That might not change when I hit this.
Alright, so we're at like 28.
12. Yeah, 12.2.
Nothing.
Okay. So I'm going to see. That means we got, that's our power because it's ground. The computer will ground the circuit. Okay, so that's... Alright. So let me try one other test here. I'll put this...
So then, the first one we had hooked up made the biggest difference then.
So if I go to... 3.9.
Yes. Went negative 60. So that made a big difference, whatever you did there.
60, okay.
Negative 60, back to 3.9.
Okay, why am I getting negative? Oh, that's because I got my leads probably hooked up backwards.
Yeah, it's just going in the wrong direction.
Let's see, just to show it the right way. Okay, but yeah, because it's going to ground to the...
Yeah, it should be going from like 5 to 60 or whatever. Yeah, so we're at 14.
Got 14 ohms.
Ain't volts.
14,000. Okay. Now I'm going to hit the test.
And we went to 62. So whatever.
So we got power and the computer's grounding.
So that's good. So we might have a wiring issue. That's what we're going to chase next, right?
Mm-mm.
What are we going to do next?
Right to the solenoid.
Yeah.
All right, to the solenoid. I got canoe. That's my integrity test.
Well,
now, I don't know what the exact specs.
That there's a little length of wire in between. So you're actually
I'm testing
at
both
the
sides.
very
That's what
end.
I did because look, this is your ground side to the computer.
Yeah, I understand all that.
Connector, and look, I got 12 volts on, and then if I go to voltage.
Yeah, I get all that. But are you at the very end of the wire where it plugs into the vent?
Yeah, I'm T-pinned into the back of the connector.
Oh, okay.
That's also probably why I have a resistance reading. If I disconnect, I'll probably have no resistance reading.
Well, there's 2 connectors. I was just making sure we were all the way down the river. So it's the one that plugs directly into the vent.
Into the sensor itself.
Oh, okay, so that's good. So
the other thing is, there's really no reason.
So we should take the vent off and then try to actuate
try
it.
Blowing air through it too.
Well, should we pull it off and then try to activate it manually?
Well, we could try it. It's a 12 volts to it, so I can't see why we can't do it.
That way we'll know right away, and then we can clean it out and do whatever. But you gotta drop the spare and stuff, I guess, right, to get to it?
No, watch.
Alright guys, so we're going to finish up and we're going to disconnect all this, and then he's going to pull the vent solenoid out because the truck can run with or without it. It don't matter. So we're going to pull it out. Sometimes they get dirty. We'll show you what it looks like. We'll try to get it cleaned up and see if we can actuate it manually. Like if you saw, what do we do? Oh, if you saw the video from the Grand Cherokee, how we actuated the actuator for the blend door manually with just hooking it to a battery, we're going to give that a shot and we're going to see what happens.
Okay, what we have here, bad vent solenoid. Obviously we tested the wiring earlier, we were showing you, but pretty cut and dry. You can see it's all cracked up here. Usually probably what happened was water got in there over the winter, it froze, and it blew apart. So this vehicle's going to need a new vent solenoid. And then this is the filter.
There's just a little plunger in
And
there.
then you can see this filter. Look at all the dirt coming out of it.
We'll probably clean that out.
Yeah, we'll clean all that out.
No, but seriously, do you think it... Should we try to actuate it? Because it's plastic in there. Maybe that top
Carl,
part
I
is
wouldn't waste
sealed.
my time. That's a leak.
Yeah, but
It's cracked.
we can epoxy it back together. I'm being serious right now. Why can't you do that? If we can get this motor to move...
We can try it.
And we epoxy it back together.
Too, okay, we'll clean this filter out. I don't know...
Hey, everyone thought that Benjamin Franklin was an idiot for flying a kite with a key on it in a rainstorm, but now we have electricity too, right?
Carl, how hard do you want me to hit you over the head with this thing?
Is that the positive? We're all gonna get electrocuted, Wayne! You just put negative and positive into a water puddle we're standing in.
Who cares? They'll charge the camera. Are you scared for your life there, Carl?
Yes.
No. Pull
Please,
12,
I almost
pull
ran
12
out of the
volts.
garage.
Shot.
Alright guys, there you go. No way possible this one.
It's gonna work. You want to disconnect it? All we did was jump power right from the battery, positive, negative, put it on here.
But that's
switch
also
them back and forth and nothing.
That's also how you can test yours. So we kind of realized that wouldn't work, but that's how you would test yours as well
Also,
if you want to verify.
It was important that I knew on the meter I had 12 volts to it, because you don't want to do that to a 5-volt sensor or a relay or anything.
Right, unless you're already knowing you're going to replace it, then it don't matter if you blow it up.
And it's fun watching smoke.
Alright fellas, so the last thing you want to, well, not the last thing, but you want to make sure you check your lights because they will fail you. So we're going to wait for Wayne to get in there and see what he hits first. Probably brake because that's the most natural thing to hit when you get in a vehicle. Alright, so we have an upper and a lower there. We have an upper here, not a lower. So we need that. Alright, turn signals. Alright, everything looks good on that side. That bulb again is out, but when we fix that bulb, it'll fix this side, so we're good there. And we have a third brake light, guys. You always want to make sure anything 87 or newer. And we got reverse lights. Alright, so let's move to the front. Yep. Alright, so we got outsides. You want to hit the high beam or low beam? We got that good. And then we got that side turn signal. Uh-oh, that bulb, the yellow fell off of, so we're going to have to replace that on the... See how this is no longer blinking yellow, guys? That is a fail. If you look over here, Wayne, can you turn the driver's side on? See how it lights up amber? That's the way it's got to be. So that bulb, this one's actually looking kind of haggard too, so we're going to put 2 new bulbs in there. Alright. We're missing a bulb. The middle bulb and the lower.
Are they fog lights?
Oh yeah, hit the fog lights. No, they're in the bottom. I don't know where they are either. I was looking. Yeah, fog lights, okay. What the heck is, what bulb are we missing? Hit the headlights again.
Running auto.
Yeah. No, that's not it. What's on the inside? Here, come look at this.
Daytime running light. You gotta be outside for that. Driving.
The lower, yeah, but the lower headlight. What's in that? The turn signal and what's on the inside? Daytime running lights?
Yeah, they only run when, like driving lights or something.
Well, turn on the headlights all the way or something.
I think they use the sun or something. They have a sensor for it.
What?
Yeah, mine does the same thing. I can't command mine on.
Okay.
It's only when I'm driving, because I've never, everybody says I have one out. It's been like that for years, but I can't test it.
Wayne says these are magic lights that only come on when it's sunny out. So, so we're good. Okay. So we got to replace both of these bulbs in the front and the rear. We we have to take off the tail light and get that one replaced. So we'll get this thing back out of here because I can easily do that outside, and we're gonna work on a 1990 something Lumina. Who's excited for that? Alright guys, so that was, I'll show you on the other side. Wayne just popped, he has a truck exactly like this, that's why I asked him. So the one we need to replace is this one. So we're just going to reach in here and you'll see a little push guy on there. You got to push that guy down and then turn him. See how that's only partially orange? So what we'll do is we'll keep this bulb and we'll take the rest of the orange off. And we'll just put it in an application that it's supposed to be in. So see, this stuff will clean off pretty easy. So now we can just use it in a regular, what is it, 3457. If we ever need that bulb, we can reuse it in there. So let me show you guys how to pop it apart on the other side. So basically there's a little bar here, so you pull the bar up, you slide it under the cover, you're now disconnected, it pops right out. Fold it up there, and then this guy is the guy we need. So this side you got to reach under to unclip it, and then bam. So as you can see, do this one-handed. This one is completely gone. So, oh cool, because somebody put the wrong bulb in, 3157. So they're different bulbs. One's a 3157, which is an amber. It should have been that. And then someone put in a 3457. The prongs are the same, and it has dual filaments inside. So they're the same bulb. For some reason they changed it. So let's go check out our stockpile and see what we got. Oh, here we go. We got some ambers in the used section. The used section of our inventory, guys. We keep everything because Wayne's a hoarder.
But then he uses it. So if I was a hoarder, I would be saying no.
3157 and 3157. Boom! Wayne's hoarding came through this time, and we'll throw these in the used bin. We'll use those in something else.
Don't listen to him. It's not hoarding, because if it was hoarding, I would be saying no to him taking them, because I'll be going, I need these someday. Now, am I right, Sam?
Yep, today's the day.
What orders say.
What were you saying?
What?
Come on, Hall.
Alright guys, so as you can see, these are a little dusty, but can you see the difference now? These are, you know, orange like they're supposed to be. There we go. And just set it in there and give her a twist, lock her in. There we go. And there we go. I'm going to hit the turn signals just to make sure that both of them work. So we'll have Sam show you and let me know if they're working. Is it working?
Yep.
That's not working?
Yep.
And they're both orange?
Yep.
Alright guys, so we're done up here. All that's fixed. We're going to move on to the taillight. So if you remember, this one is out on the driver's side. So you're going to want to pop your tailgate down. There's just 2 screws in here. You get them 2 screws out, and it just held into the beds with pops. So this one is the one we're having a problem with. Like that in the bed. It looks like a 194. Doesn't say. We're gonna stick a 194 bulb in it though. We'll go back in the stash here and see if we can find one. If not, I do have some new ones. Ha. There's one I painted red a long time ago trying to get through inspection because we were out of them and I needed an amber one, and the inspection guy I used to go to didn't find that amusing. So those are 194 ambers, and here we go. So we buy these by the boxes because they're much cheaper. I pay less for this box of 10 than you go to AutoZone and pay for a 2-pack. In fact, I can buy 20 bulbs for as much as you go to AutoZone and buy a 2-pack for. So as you can see, they're the same bulb, and we're gonna put the new one in and make sure it works. All right, so we're just gonna pop her on in there. Give it a good old twist. Make sure you line up your pins with the holes in the bed because you don't want to break them off, otherwise your taillight won't get held in properly. Before I tighten these up, I'm gonna make sure the light actually works. So you guys will be in charge of making sure that bottom one works. It works? Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll just tighten this up and shut the tailgate and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, now you're like, oh, why would I go through all that? If you went to a mechanic and it needed this for inspection, you would have easily paid him $20 to do what we just did. So get yourself some bulbs at Walmart or buy them in bulk online and then sell them to your friends. But this truck, as for the lights, are good to go. And we're going to see what her dad wants to do about everything else. But we're going to go check out what Wayne's doing. He's working on a Lumina. Alright, so we have this Lumina in here. It's a 1990. Customer says that he smelled antifreeze. So we're just going through it now and looking. There's no heat inside the car and it is up to temperature. We have the snap-on hooked up and it says like 190 degrees. So basically we're just trying to see what's going on. The cooling system is building a little pressure now.
It's at 205 now too, temperature.
Yeah, so we shut it off, temperature went up, that's normal. So we're going to pull the bottom of the dash apart. We have a suspicion that it is...
I think it's one of them step motors for the door actuator.
Yeah, door actuator. That still doesn't explain why he's smelling coolant. But we smell no coolant. I smell the tailpipe, doesn't smell like coolant. We don't know if he lost any coolant or not because he usually keeps up on his vehicle, so he may have added some, so it's not low on coolant. We're just going to keep on trucking along here, see what we figure out. But as of right now, all we know is it supposedly smells like coolant and it doesn't have any heat.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.